Hey everyone, it's Marc Stox. Today we're talking about how do you pick a stock to invest in? I mean, that's a big question. Like, you've got your hard-earned money, you obviously want it to grow. So how do you pick the right stocks? There's like tons of stocks out there. What do you know what to do? So I like to usually start looking at if I'm interested in a particular company. I'm going to share this one today, Palo Alto Networks, because yesterday their stock dropped like 30%. It was like crazy. But Kramer on Mad Money is like, hey, buy the dip. It was undo the drop. If you look at the chart here, they've been growing steady since like March 2023 for the last year. Really growing fast, 200 up past 350, and then it just drops. So right now, you can buy the stock for the price it was back in November. So yesterday I looked into this a little bit and I'm like, hey, is this thing worth buying? And I think it was. It went up like 3% today just because I waited for that dip. And I like to look at certain things when I'm picking a stock, like the PE ratio. I scroll down to the financials of the business. You want to see that blue bar, which is the revenue. This is in Google Finance. It's free. Anyone can go use this. It's a great tool. You want to see their revenue is growing quarter over quarter. Net income, they've got a positive earnings per share. Net profit margins like 10%, not bad. And then you look on the balance sheet and you want to see that the assets and the liabilities are in the right spot, meaning the assets should be bigger than the liabilities. That's not always the case. There's another value metric on here called price to book ratio. That should be around 1, and Palo Alto Networks is at like 37, which is insane. So that's like totally high. It's really expensive, meaning this is a growth stock. So then I look at the cash flow. Net income's up huge. Free cash flow, 1.5 billion, which is a lot. And I look at Zacks. I love this site. I recommend subscribing. It's like $300 a year for this basic subscription here. And I'm not getting paid by Zacks or anything. I just like the site. I use it a lot. So this shows it's a hold. So it's not necessarily a strong buy, which would be a 1, but it's that huge drop that alerted me to like, hey, this thing could be potentially a bounce back buy the dip opportunity, which I'm always looking for if it's a quality business. And I look at on Tip Ranks, another site. This is a free version. You don't have to pay for this. You can go see all these professional analysts. It's got a moderate buy rating, but a pretty big upside is like 26% growth. And then you want to care about the product. It's this Palo Alto Networks. It's a cybersecurity system used by businesses all over the world. It has a really good reputation. I look over at Gartner. Just type in like the name of the business and reviews. Look at the reviews. You want to make sure you're investing in a good product, legitimate company. You don't want some sort of Ponzi scheme scam. Like, you want to put your money in a good business. So that's how I analyze a company, pick a stock. I wouldn't say Palo Alto Networks is a great deal to buy, but it's one that I invested in yesterday because it dipped so much. And it did have a pretty good return today. It was like 3%. I think it'll keep going up there. I don't know if I'm going to hold on to it for too long, but if I can buy a stock and shortly after it recovers from the dip and you make like 20%, I mean, that's a win in my book. You don't want to get too greedy. Just look for those opportunities. This is Marc Stox. Leave a comment for me if you have questions on how I pick stocks or any other investing questions you have. I'm not a professional. I just do this on my own. I've managed to make a decent amount of money. I'm not a billionaire or anything like that. But hey, if I keep learning and progressing, maybe one day I will be, and you will be too. So thanks for joining. Subscribe to the channel if you like the video, and we'll see you again soon.